Hello, good afternoon, people. People from 4th grade. The agenda for today is going to be the following. Welcome, reflection, emotional content, singing a song, and we are going to watch a video about Navajo's Indian, time to read, and one immigrant inventor. The page that we are going to read are pages 57, 58, and 59, reading parts, and we are going to finish this reading, or we are going to continue with this reading that is talking about a very important person. The contents, unit review. Today we are going to finish unit number 3 with the unit review and practice book. Finally, we are going to have the part for question and answer, and remember that if you have a question, you can ask me and I will answer to you on the chat. Let's start. Hello, good afternoon, my dear students. Today we are going to have a big agenda. We are going to finish our unit number 3. We will continue reading about M1. We will know and we will sing the song by this song as well. And we are going to watch some photos about this culture. Thank you so much, and watch the videos. The reflection for today is going to be a phrase. It says, if you can dream it, you can do it. What can we say about this phrase, this reflection? We can say that all we imagine, we can do it. If we work hard, we are going to obtain success. We are going to obtain the things that we are dreaming. We can do whatever we want, and if it is possible, if you make a big effort. Well, this is my reflection. We are going to continue with the video about truth and honesty. It is time to sing the song, the Navajo song, by this song I walk. Remember, this is gonna be the last time that we are gonna sing this kind of song. In the next class we are gonna begin with the unit 4 song. For that reason, after we watch the song, we are gonna watch a video about this kind of Indians, of North American Indians. Let's practice your English singing the song.
Crystal
thank you so much. I know that you are practicing at your home. And today, well, after this, we are gonna watch a video about this magnificent culture. Let's watch it.
From Poland, I'm looked upon by this song. I walk
Crystal Rock teaches me by the song. I walk. Bluebird sounds before me by the song. I walk. Corn beetle sounds behind me by the song. I walk by means of pollen, a strong step. By this song I walk. By this song I walk.
After we watched the video about Navajo's culture, we are gonna continue with for reading on one immigrant inventor. Remember that with the warm-up, we are gonna say that this man traveled from China to United States, and we are gonna discover what he did. I want you to check it out the vocabulary in your glossary. Let's listen the reading. You can help me to read at your home. Doing with the track. Let's listen.
Anne Wang, a Chinese American, faced hardships and difficulty. As a young adult, he saw war. He had to deal with the death of his parents. Still, he was able to overcome challenges and fulfill his dreams. Wang left his home country of China to make a new home in the United States. He worked hard and persevered to become a great inventor and a successful businessman. Even with all his success, he never forgot his cultural roots. Student engineer. Anne Wang was born in Shanghai, China in 1920. He had 4 brothers and sisters. Wang's parents believed that learning was important. They encouraged their children to work hard in school and to appreciate education. Wang's father was an English teacher. He helped his children learn the English language. Wang's education enabled him to be successful. Wang became interested in math at a very young age. He also found technology fascinating. He built a radio while studying at one of the best high schools in China. At that time, radio technology was new and exciting. In 1936, Wang continued his schooling at Chiao-Tung University in Shanghai. The school had excellent science programs. There, Wang studied engineering. 1 year later, his life changed. In 1937, Japan invaded China. The Japanese moved in to take over Shanghai. Many Chinese lost their lives in the fighting and the bombing of the city. Wang's parents and one of his sisters were killed. But Wang did not let his sadness defeat him. In 1940, he graduated from the university with a degree in electrical engineering. After that, Wang taught at the university for a year. Then he worked as a radio engineer for the Chinese government. Immigration to the United States. In 1892, the United States government passed a law that did not allow Chinese people to immigrate to this country. During World War II, this law was changed. In 1945, Wang learned about a special program to send engineers to study in the United States. He applied to the program and was accepted. Wang left China and immigrated to the United States. He studied applied physics at Harvard University in Massachusetts. He earned a Master of Science degree in 1946. 2 years later, he received a PhD. This doctoral degree is the highest degree available at a university. It took hard work for Wang to finish his degree in such a short time. In 1949, Wang married Lorraine Chu. She was also an immigrant. She had come to the United States to go to college. Wang and his wife became United States citizens in 1955. They had 3 children. Discovery, invention, and success. At Harvard University, Wang was introduced to computers. He worked with Howard Aiken, a professor at the university. Aiken had invented one of the earliest computers. At that time, large metal drums were used to store information from computers. Aiken asked Wang to find a better way to store information. Many scientists believed that magnets could help computers remember information without taking up much space. Wang used math and engineering to find a solution to store computer information better. He invented a magnetic pulse transfer controlling device. This invention became important for the of magnetic core memory. Computers could then store information on the inside. Wang's invention would be the key to computer memory for more than 20 years. Wang received a patent for his invention in 1955. It was the first of more than 35 patents that he received. Wang Laboratories. In 1951, An Wang started Wang Laboratories. He sold his memory technology to an American company called IBM. He used the money from the sale to expand his own company. In 1964, Wang Laboratories produced one of the first electronic calculators. It was called the Wang 300. The central part of the Wang 300 was so big that it had to sit on the floor. It was connected to smaller desktop calculators. Wang also developed a word processing system. It was far better than the other systems that were available at the time.
Well, we are going to stop there. We already listened the reading about An Wang, and as you can listen before, we can say that he was one of the parents that invented the computer. Well, I will ask some questions on page 56. I will ask a question. Listen, page 56. Listen my question. It says, what law did the United States pass in 1892? What law did the United States pass in 1892? The law said that did not allow Chinese people to immigrate to this country during the World War II. This law was changed in 1945. Well, next question on page 57. Listen. Who did An Wang work with at Harvard University? Who did An Wang work with at Harvard University? Who? Well, let's listen. Howard Aiken. Howard Aiken, a professor at the university. Aiken had invented one of the earliest computers. Well, Aiken asked one to find a better way to store information. He helped to An Wang. Page 58. The last question that we asked to you, it's about Wang Laboratories. Listen. What business did An Wang start in 1951? What business did An Wang start in 1951? What business? Hey, very good. Yeah, well, the business was that An Wang started Wang Laboratories. After he sold his memory technology to an American company called IBM, one of the parents of the computers. Well, this was the reading. The next class we are gonna continue. We are gonna continue with the reading about N1. Let's continue with our class. Well, we are gonna finish our unit number 3 with the unit review. It's about listening and speaking. Here you are gonna identify if it is T for tennis and S for soccer. And we have the next vocabulary. What are you gonna do? My advice is that you can use your dictionary, or you can use Google Translator, and you are gonna find if it is T for tennis or S for soccer. Field, court, net, goal, racket, doubles, goalkeeper, goalkeeper, match point, defense, umpire, referee, and foul. After that you investigate if it is T for tennis or F for soccer, you are going to write the words according to the definition. For example, places where the sport are played, field and court. Well, the second, people who make sure that the players act according to the rule of a game, word uses to show the score. Now we are going to continue with the listening part. Is track 33. It says, listen to the interview and fill in the information. It says, name of child prodigy Martin Hingis. We are going to listen to track 33. Track 33.
Track 33. Listen to the interview and fill in the information.
Continuing with our series of interviews about child prodigies, today in our studio we have sports expert Jeff Sanders, who is going to talk to us about a tennis child prodigy. Jeff, welcome to the program.
Thank you, Jenny. It's a pleasure to be in your program.
So, Jeff, who are you going to tell us about?
I'm going to tell you about Martina Hingis, a girl who was born in Switzerland in 1980, and as the daughter of a Hungarian tennis coach, not surprisingly started her career as a tennis player at the age of 2.
At the age of 2? I can't believe it.
Yes, and when she was 4, she entered her first tennis tournament. Then, in 1996, she became the youngest player in history to win a Grand Slam tournament by winning the Wimbledon tennis doubles title at the age of 15.
You mean the tennis doubles title at the Wimbledon Tennis Championship, which takes place in England every year?
Exactly. And that is not all. The following year, she went on to win the Australian Open title, becoming the youngest Grand Slam singles winner of the 20th century at the age of 16.
Unbelievable. And has she ever participated in the Olympic Games?
Oh, yes. She won a silver medal at the 2016 Summer Olympics in Rio de Janeiro.
Amazing! Jeff, we have to go to some commercials, but we'll be right back.
Well, we already listened. The info about Martina Hingis. But here we have another part that we are gonna listen one more time because we have to complete the facts about Martina Hingis. Remember, I will share this track with your teacher, and you can complete with your tutor, and you can complete at your home. You can listen 1, 2, 3 times because you have to activate your ears and and listen the information that we are searching for, that we are looking for. Let's listen.
Track 33. Listen to the interview and fill in the information.
Continuing with our series of interviews about child prodigies, Today in our studio, we have sports expert Jeff Sanders, who is going to talk to us about a tennis child prodigy. Jeff, welcome to the program.
Thank you, Jenny. It's a pleasure to be in your program.
So, Jeff, who are you going to tell us about?
I'm going to tell you about Martina Hingis, a girl who was born in Switzerland in 1980, and as the daughter of a Hungarian tennis coach, not surprisingly started her career as a tennis player at the age of 2.
At the age of 2? I can't believe it.
Yes, and when she was 4, she entered her first tennis tournament. Then, in 1996, she became the youngest player in history to win a Grand Slam tournament by winning the Wimbledon tennis doubles title at the age of 15.
You mean the tennis doubles title at the Wimbledon Tennis Championship, which takes place in England every year?
Exactly. And that is not all. The following year, she went on to win the Australian Open title, becoming the youngest Grand Slam singles winner of the 20th century at the age of 16.
Unbelievable. And has she ever participated in the Olympic Games?
Oh yes, she won a silver medal at the 2016 Summer Olympics in Rio de Janeiro.
Amazing! Jeff, we have to go to some commercials, but we'll be right back.
Well, we already listened about this information. We are going to continue with the next page. It says, read the article and write the information on the timeline. We are going to do this. We are going to talk about incredible athletes. Katie Ledelich is from Washington, D.C. She was born in 1997 and she's already a famous swimmer. She began swimming at the age of 6. At the Summer Olympics in London, when she was 15, she won gold in 800-meter freestyle. The next year, at the World Championships, she won gold in the 400, 800, and 1,500-meter freestyle, and in the 4x200-meter freestyle relay. She was named the World Swimmer of the Year by Swimming World magazine. When she was 17, she broke her own world records in the 800 and 1,500 meter freestyle. At the World Aquatic Championships in Russia, she won 5 gold medals and broke 3 world records, and she was only 18. In 2016, at the age of 19, she was the youngest person on the Time magazine's Time 100 list, which is an annual list of the 100 most influential people in the American world. And in Rio, she won 5 medals. Well, she already read about this girl. What are we gonna do? Read the article and write the most important information that you are gonna have here, yes? And after, you are gonna complete the chart about an incredible young athlete. It can be a soccer player, it can be a swimmer, etc. Well, this is our unit review, but here we have that we have to watch our video number 6. Let's watch it. And after, we are gonna work on our student resource book. Remember that this is only a review. Well, let's watch.
Nature's record breakers. Our planet is an amazing place. a tiny sphere, 109 times smaller than the Sun, floating around in space. 70% of the Earth's surface is covered by water, and our largest ocean, the Pacific, accounts for almost 1/3 of that. The world's largest lake is so big we call it the Caspian Sea, and our longest river is the Nile. On land, the Earth's largest continent is Asia. It's bigger than North America, Europe, and Australia combined, and there are more people living in Asia than on the rest of the planet combined. Australia is the Earth's smallest continent, or its biggest island, depending on how you look at it. The sunniest place in the world is Yuma, Arizona, where it only rains 16 days a year. And the rainiest place in the world is Mount Waialae in Hawaii, where for only 15 days out of the year it doesn't rain. And living in the sunniest places and in the wettest places and everywhere in between are some pretty amazing creatures. The largest animal on Earth lives in the ocean, the blue whale. They can be more than 30 meters long and weigh up to 190 tons. Just think, that's more than 300 times bigger than the largest animal on land, the African elephant, with a weight of only 6 tons. Elephants are also the strongest animals around. They can carry up to 9 tons. That's the weight of 130 humans. Giraffes are the tallest animals on the planet, and they've got the longest neck, the longest legs, and even the longest tails. Their tongues aren't record breakers, but they're so long they use them to clean their ears. And speaking of length, the longest animal on Earth is the bootless worm, which can grow as long as 60 meters. And when it comes to the length of our lives, the ocean quahog has a bit more time than the rest of us. It can live to be 500 years old. A mayfly, on the other hand, is one of the animals with the shortest lifespan. Its life sometimes lasts only 30 minutes. That's less than a single class in school. Its life is over before the sound of the bell.
Well, thank you so much. Remember that we were talking about superlatives on this class, and for that reason we already watched this video. We are going to continue with our practice book. Remember, I will share with you the video, I will share with you the audio, and you can work it at your home. Thank you. Let's continue with our practice book. Well, we are going to finish our unit with the practice book. We are going to begin the 2 pages in the next class. We will finish with the final page, and we are going to start with the first page of unit number 4. I want you to check it out this. This is writing names. Here we have Anna, Marta, and Maria. What are we going to do? We are going to use the superlative. Who's the shortest? Anna, Marta, or Maria? Look at the picture. Maria is the shortest. Who's the thinnest? I think that Marta is the thinnest, yes? The longest hair. Look at the hair. The longest hair. Excellent. The number 3 is Maria. Number 4, the tallest. The tallest. Who's the tallest? Very good, Marta. Marta is the tallest. Has the longest pants. Has the longest pants. She has shorts. She has shorts. He has the longest pants, Maria. has the biggest smile? Look at the smile. Oh, look at her smile. It's the biggest smile, Anna. And has the shortest hair? Marta. Well, remember that you can participate on the chat. Complete the sentences. This is a kind of vocabulary that we learned in whole our unit. Your is the beat of your hair in your blood vessels. Here we have the option: your faster, your neck, your pulse, your recovered hair rate, shape, or more. Well, you are going to decide, you are gonna choose, and you will write here. You can type the best answer. Well, listen. Your pulse is the beat of your hair in your blood vessel. After you exercise, your pulse gets. George can tell you if you are healthy or not. You can check your pulse in your wrist or if your pulse takes a long time to slow down after exercising, you are probably not in good. And my recovery hair rate is less than 25 beats per minute. I need to exercise more. Yes? Well, and here is gonna be information about you. Answer the question about yourself. Who is younger, you or your best friend? Number 2. Whose hair is the longest? Yours or your mom's? Number 3. Who is older, your teacher or your dad? I am 31 years old. And number 4, which is colder in winter, your house or your school? Well, in the last page that we are gonna develop today is gonna be related with sports and with expression of two and enough. There were many questions, so I didn't finish the exam. There were too many questions, so I didn't finish the exam. The tea was hot to drink, so I left it to cool. The room wasn't warm, so I turned on the heating. Enough. The room wasn't warm enough, so I turned on the heating. The tea was too hot to drink, so I left it cool. I didn't buy the jacket because it was too big. Number 5. I didn't get the shoes because they weren't comfortable. I didn't get the shoes because they weren't comfortable. They weren't comfortable enough. There wasn't enough food for everyone. There wasn't enough food for everyone. Remember that this class was 3 weeks ago? And we were talking about the difference between two and enough. And finally, circle the correct option. Cristiano Ronaldo is the soccer player. More expensive, expensiver, or most expensive? Letter C. Hey, you can type the answer on the chat. London is cold as Paris in winter. Is too cold as Paris in winter. The weather on the coast was was too hot. My best friend is taller than me. Taller than me? The tallest, that's the me, or tall as me. It's not comparing, it's saying that it's the same. My best friend is as tall as me. Your kid's brother not tall to go on the roller coaster. Your kid's brother not tall enough to go on the roller coaster. And Brazil is, and is comparing, is, look at the picture, bigger than the United Kingdom. Well, people, the next page we are gonna complete the next week. It's about writing. Thank you so much. In the next class we are gonna begin a new unit. Well, if you have a question, remember that this kind of grammar is not gonna appear in our exam, but it's important to study because I will choose a content, I will choose a video, and I will say which video is gonna appear in our exam. Please study.